Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome back to my series on what seeds you need to start every week in Zone 8 to make sure you have a very full and prosperous garden this spring. This week in Zone 8, it is a chill week. We are basically not starting anything this week or transplanting anything. If you've been following along on the schedule, there are some things I need to do around the garden that I'm going to take you along for the ride on. But if you've been following the schedule and you're not a little behind like I am, then you don't have anything to do this week, which is nice. We're basically to the point where we're letting all of our things that are frost tender stay inside and continue to grow until our last frost day, which is coming up around the second week of April. But anyways, all that stuff is staying inside and all of our stuff that can handle the frost is already outside. So this week is super chill. You can start a couple more tomatoes or peppers or anything like that. If you didn't have great germination or you want to just add some more tomatoes and peppers to your starts, you can go ahead and do that now. But there's nothing on the schedule that you absolutely need to do. Now, I have a whole list of things to do that I'm going to take you along on this garden vlog tour to check out and see. I have some house plants that I have cut and they've grown roots, so I'm going to be planting those. I'm also going to harvest some beets that I grew over the winter in my winterized beds. If you want to check out how to do that, I'll put the video up here somewhere so you can check that out. But I'm going to be harvesting those beets today, which is really exciting to get to harvest right now and then go ahead and sow in some new beets in basically that same place. I know a lot of people like to do crop rotation, but keep in mind, like, crop rotation was designed for situations where farmers were planting just fields and fields of the same monoculture crop and not doing great amendments to those like large areas. In my raised beds, I have, a lot of compost. I'm constantly amending the beds to keep them up. And I will, rotate some stuff. Like, I'm not going to keep growing beets forever, but I can definitely grow beets there twice and it not be like a big issue or anything. I also have a lot of stuff that's growing inside that needs to come outside that I've already told you to do this. So if you've been following along, you don't need to do it now, but I have a ton of transplants in the house that actually need to go outside already. So I'm going to be transplanting all those, and sowing some more beets and okra outside. And then I'm going to plant my tomatoes. So if you've been following along with me, you might be noticing your tomato plants are starting to get pretty big. I'm going to be putting those into some larger pots, and separating out in cases where I've had 2 or 3 tomato plants sprout in one box. I'm gonna go ahead and separate those out and put them into their own individual pots. That's everything that's on the to-do list for today. So let's get to it. Our first task of the day, I have this monstera cutting. Check out all the roots on that bad boy. And he also is starting to put off this new leaf. I think I'm probably gonna sell this cutting on Marketplace to kind of recuperate some of the cost that I had from buying this plant. And I also have this golden pothos cutting that is growing a very long 3 roots right there. And so I'm gonna plant these together and then I'll probably sell it. I got this pot from Dollar Tree for I think it was $1, maybe $2. And I'm just gonna plant it into a smaller pot inside that I can take in and out for watering. And this is kind of more just the decorative pot, and I hope that I can sell these 2 together for maybe like 15 to 20 bucks. I think that'll be pretty good, like including the pot and everything. So I'm just gonna get some dirt into this from some old dirt over here, some dirt in here, and then plant those and give them a really good water because they're fresh cuttings. They're definitely gonna need a lot of water while their roots are still establishing in the ground now that they're moving out of water. So I'm just gonna plant all this together in here and I'll check back in a second. Okay, I'm actively changing my mind. I'm just gonna put some gravel in the bottom of this, put my dirt on top and plant right into here because these pots really aren't big enough. So give me a second. Now I'm going to add this stuff in. Oh, it's all planted in there. We've got our pothos and our monstera all in one pot. Looks super cute. Gonna give this a water and put it back in the house. If you want me to make a video on how to do those cuttings, I'm probably gonna do another one now that this one's done. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see that. All right, now that you're done working on some houseplant stuff, we are back in the garden. And as you can see behind me, I have a bunch of beets right here that are pretty much ready to come out. They've been in for like many more days than you would typically leave beets, but they were growing through the winter time, so it was like a lot slower. So I think they're about ready. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I say, our pollinators are back, but we actually have a lot of wasps that like to hang out in the garden. They are also pollinators, but they do give me a little anxiety, so I have to be careful while I'm over here and look out for wasps. I'm just gonna put the beets into this bucket for now. If you want your beets to last longer, you like should not clean them off. You can just leave them in dirt. There's a wasp, okay. Which is what I'm going to do. But yeah, and then I'll try and figure out a way that there's a wasp like literally sitting on my camera. A way that I can store these a little better. You can store them in sand. I know that's a really good way to store them, but I don't have any sand right now. But I'm just gonna harvest like a couple and make sure that they're like full size, and then we'll do the rest. Let's get them. All right, I'm gonna go for one of the biggest ones first. Ah, I'm kind of nervous. It's like, I don't know, it's a little like, I don't know, you've been waiting on to pull, like root vegetables make me nervous because like you pull them up and that's it. So like you better hope that it's good. All right. Oh yeah. Sweet, look at that. Looks awesome. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe that off those little roots. Sweet. I'm like kind of, oh God, I'm like really happy. Okay. Yay, all right, let me get my bucket. So I'm probably gonna pull definitely the ones that are this size. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of those up, and then I might see once I start pulling some of the smaller ones like how small they are, and see if I want to pull them or not. This one's really like short and stubby. Some of them are like really tiny, so I'm probably gonna save a lot of the rest of them and let them keep growing, but there's like a small one. I'm gonna actually replant this and see what it does. I know people say not to replant root vegetables, but I am an experimenter. Here's another one. This one's pretty good. Good size. Another one. There's another like, I don't know, really if the plants are really big, I'm pulling them basically. And the small ones I'm just gonna leave. There's two more. Five more, yum. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna pull, which is a lot. That was probably like 15, 20 beets. Half of these beets I had to transplant, like after they sprouted all too close together, so I spread them out. So some of them are just like a little behind the other ones, which is actually kind of nice because I'll like for storage and stuff, I can just leave those other ones in the ground while they're still sprouting. But now that they're thinned out, the ones that are still growing will have some space. So let me show you. So this was super full earlier, and you can tell where I've like picked out like over there, right through here, a couple here, and that will just give these, the ones that are still in, some more space. I might actually pull this one because of the onions and stuff I have growing around here, but yeah, anyway, so here's a weed. Yeah, but that's all pulled out now, and hopefully these will start to grow a little bit bigger, and I can pull those in a couple weeks. Nala is over there enjoying the shade. So cute. Okay, so I'm gonna take those inside and then I'm gonna bring out some transplants that need to go into the garden, and I'll probably plant some over there where I've pulled out some lettuce. I've also got some spots over here where some onions didn't pop up, and some spots throughout where I'm gonna plant everything. So let me go get all that. Oh my gosh, look at this bucket of beets. Eek. I just pulled some stuff out that had like a lot of bugs on it, and I'm giving it to the chickens. The chickens like all the bugs, so it's perfect. And I like the eggs, so it's good. Okay, and now I'm gonna go get those transplants to put in. I've got tons of open space because I pulled out those lettuces and a bunch of beets. And I've just got some other spaces, other places. All right, so I've got some transplants laid out in the beds that are gonna go in. I've got 2 trays of transplants going in over here on top of the compost pile. And let me talk to you guys about something that I just got that is awesome. All right, if you're a new gardener, you need this tool, no joke. This is a seeding square, and it is so awesome. It comes with a guide for what colors go with what plants. So for example, I'm gonna plant some beets today. That's the yellow. And it also comes with this little tool that is like a magnet into this little spot. And that helps you get your depth right. So it's got 4, 3, 2, and 1 inches. So you lay this down on the ground, push it in, and then push it into the depth that you need to go. And it helps you get your spacing and your depth all correct. This thing is awesome. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it below. If you are new to gardening, which you might be if you're watching my channel, definitely go check this out. It is super, super helpful. Okay, so now I'm gonna plant everything, and I'll probably just put it on time lapse for you guys until I start using this, and I'll do a little explanation. Now we're to our part about how to use your speed square. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bed, mine needs to be smoothed out just a little bit, and push it down to make a mark, and then go over, make your mark right here. I like to do 4 at a time. All right, and now I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an imprint of a 4x4 square here. And I'm gonna be planting first my beets, and beets are yellow. So I'm gonna go over here. Now I'm actually planting seedlings, which you're really not supposed to do. So I'm gonna do a pretty deep end in with these so I can get all the roots in there. Probably about 3 inches. So you go into each one of those little spots, push down on the yellow circles. And that's gonna mark where your seed needs to go, and then you plant them in. So that's it. The seeding square is super simple. And then you just, rinse this off with a hose. I was getting really hot outside. I ended up finishing planting that whole row, but then I got tired. I was gonna sow some more carrots and some more beets, just like direct. Nah. And okra, but I will save that for the next vlog. What I am gonna do, actually I decided I've got a lot of space in my fridge right now still because I haven't started harvesting like a bunch of stuff. And so I'm going to store my beets in my fridge. I just wanted to show you how to do that. Basically, they're really tight in here. You want to get them inside as soon as possible, into the cold. And you don't want to hurt the root right here. And so you're just gonna take the greens, the top, and twist. And that will kind of break it like a natural break point that doesn't affect your root at all. So kind of something like this. You'll see here, you get, a little bit of stem on top, but it's not gonna hurt anything. And then you can store it in the fridge like this. You kind of don't want them to be touching, because if one starts to go bad, then they'll all start to go bad. So kind of leave them separated apart like that. And I kind of just dust off the dirt. You don't want to wash it, because that also will lead them to go bad quicker. With this method, they'll last for 3 months in the fridge. So it's definitely a good way to do it. All right, so I'll put you guys on time lapse where I do this whole big bucket. I went and got another bucket for the greens. I actually do like to eat the greens sometimes, but I have a lot more coming, so I'll just save them till that. Oh, I'm also gonna grab the drawer out of my fridge so I can just put them right in there. So I had this whole big drawer empty. So I'm just gonna store them in the fridge. They'll be fine. Can I help you? Yes, good girl. William, so he's probably gonna get mad at me for doing this on the kitchen floor. Welcome home.
Hey, is there food here?
No, not yet.
What's going on here?
Caught the eye. I harvested all these beets today.
Good.
Look.
So you decided to pull the tree down?
2, 4. Yeah, I basically just pulled up the ones that were big. You can kind of tell on top, once it's 1.5 inches, 2 inches across. I pulled those up, and then I basically just gave the other ones more space because I took the big ones out. So I'm gonna get the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here for today. I hope you enjoyed this vlog of everything that's going on in the garden for me this week. Remember, there's nothing set scheduled that you need to start or transplant this week. So just get caught up on the other things that I've talked about in my previous videos, which I will link up here and a few down in the description. Definitely check out that seed starting tray if you're interested in starting and sowing some of your own seeds. And I'll put that down in the description as well. And I'll see you guys back here next week for the continuation of my seed starting schedule. Bye. Did I get everything done? No. Did I have a good day? Yes. Okay, bye.